edition of Mid-County Madness is about to kick. P&G won the toss.
There you go.
2 degrees, though. We got a big north wind coming from the bottom of the screen to the top of the screen. It's right behind us, and James, we're glad we're inside.
Absolutely, Charlie. Of course, this overall, P&G still leads at 49-38, and then 7 ties along the way. Only 11 games now separate these two. How old are you, Charlie?
We aren't going there.
Well, if you're around, if they win 11, 12 straight, you might see Nederland take over this series.
They won 18 of the last 25, most of them under Larry Newman, and a guy named Terry Poole had a little something to do with it.
Yeah, he's sitting beside us. He's going to be giving us some stats tonight, but you're right. It's what have you done for me lately? In the last 10 meetings, Nederland leads this thing 8-2.
Playoffs. P&G kicking off from the left side there, number 23, Mario Oseguera.
Yeah, they did win the toss. They deferred, and Nederland will get the ball first. Here we go at the reservation.
To the left. I don't know how the field goal teams are all for these two teams, but that might be an element right there.
Yeah, isn't it crazy how we've played so many games fighting cramps and heat, and Terry and I were just talking about that, how now all of a sudden we're a brisk, cool night here in Port Neches area.
It's finally football weather past the regular season. Both of these teams are in the playoffs. The winner becomes the first seed of District's 12-5A Division II.
Yeah, in fact, this district has already been decided, the 4 playoff teams. Of course, I'll let you take it from here.
Spread handoff, and they do the speed rush to Carson Arline, number 8. Gets the first down, 12 yards around right in.
There you go. Those are some good-looking uniforms Nederland's wearing tonight. I like that combination. Of course, like we talked about the standings, Nederland, P&G playing for that 1-2 seed, and then Barbers Hill, Santa Fe playing for the 3-4 seed tonight. Got some good matchups in this district.
Indeed, indeed. Last week, P&G defeated Barbers Hill in what they've been calling the iPad Bowl.
Already going there, huh, Charlie?
Yes, sir. Spread to the left, but they're running a trap up the middle to Adam Rockefort. Number 2 gets hit at the line by P&G. No gain, second down.
Yeah, and that's what's going to have to happen tonight. Nederland, P&G's defense has got to step up, and we looked really good against Barbers Hill. I thought they looked like a solid defense last week.
Don Trustclear, number 42, big defensive lineman, playing a nose guard position, was able to stop that trap play. Second down, a long 9 to go. Still in the spread. All the backs are to the right-hand side. Gleason hands it off, gives it to number 10. That's Josh Mazik. Forward progress is going to put him at the 44-yard line, so that's a gain of 4, brings up third down and 5.
Jacob Buss, number 55, getting in there on the tackle.
See here on the replay how the line works. It was a quick trap right there. Mazik tried to bounce around and ended up losing ground.
He got by Buss originally, but he made up for it and caught him from behind.
Audible being wigged in from the sideline. P&G changes their defense. They have 5 down linemen now. Handoff goes to number 10, Josh Mazik, and he's going to be stacked up and pushed back. It'll be 4th down. P&G holds on the first series.
There you go. We're going to have our first punt of the game. That number 31, you know who that is. That's Caden Fusilier. He's 9th grader. Charlie,
Wow.
9th. Remember 1 year West Orange Stark had a young team, and Dan Hooks used to talk about taking them to get Happy Meals after the game.
Still wanted the toys, huh?
Yeah.
Too deep for P&G. They're bringing it in short. They expect a short punt here. Low snap, no rush. Ball turns over. It's going to hit at the 34, take a Bulldog bounce. Then it's down at the 30. P&G will take it over, 1st and 10 from there. Rashawn Johnson's first offensive set.
There you go. If you hadn't seen him play this year, and you're watching us tonight, you'll get to see him perform. He's spectacular. He does it every way possible.
Number 2 is the guy to watch.
He'll probably go over 1,000 yards rushing this game. He's at 965 right now. Rashawn Johnson.
Spread left formation for the Indians. Johnson takes it immediately, goes to his left, trying to get to the crease. Upended, knocked into the air after a 3-yard gain over on the far sideline.
Deshaun somersault.
Power football going to the left. Bounces up quickly after the hit. Empty backfield now. 3 to the right, 2 to the left for Johnson. Quick pass. Close to the first down. Ball caught over there by Caleb Winchell. Almost like a little pick play over there. Jose Saya is setting the block downfield just as soon as the ball was caught. Very well designed play for that defensive coverage. 3rd down and short. Indians bring in an extra lineman, number 55, John Nichols. They go to their version of the power set. 55 is a blocking up back, and they're just giving it to Rashawn Johnson. He gets the first down, pushes forward to the 44-yard line of the Indians.
Yeah, you want a guaranteed first down, you go to that guy. You know it's coming, and that's what Coach Barrow is going to do all night. He's going to focus on stopping him. They want to know where he's at all times.
First down of the game for either team. Pistol formation. Johnson drops back, looks to throw. He's in trouble. He scrambles, and that's trouble for Nederland. Gains 4, maybe 5 yards on the play. One running back behind Johnson. Handoff goes to number 41, David Haddam. Flag on the play. I think part of the offensive line might have moved a little early.
We'll see who it is. The big offensive lineman, Jalen Garth, out. He missed last week. He'll miss again this week. He's done for the season. That's a shame. He's 6'5", big kid. Just a junior though.
Is that the ACL you were talking about?
I think it's MCL.
Okay.
But yeah, out for the season.
Penalty makes it 2nd down and 10 now. First penalty of the game knocked the Indians back 5. High pass is caught by Caleb Winchell. He'll get most of the penalty yardage back. 3rd down and 6 to go.
Getting close to getting a hand on that.
Indians need to get to the Bulldog 46 to get the first down. Pistol formation. Johnson, one running back. Straight drop back, looks to the left. It's tipped at the line of scrimmage. Tapped there, I believe, by Treese Wallace or Carrington Broussard. 23, Carrington Broussard tips the ball. Check it on the replay. He almost got it last time. This time he did.
Nice defensive play.
Indians set up for the punt. Nederland drops one man back. 7:48 in the first quarter. Good snap, angle kick. Hitting to the sideline. They're going to let it hit. And it gets into the end zone just barely. A fine punt, but he wishes he could pull about 4 yards back.
Just a little slow getting there to down it inside the 5, and so it's going to come out.
It's one of those things where if you're the Nederland back, you wonder, do I try and grab it or not? You know, it hit about the 7-yard line. You sure don't want to be pinned that deep. Ball's at the 20-yard line. First down and 10. Signals being taken in from the sideline. Armani Douglas in the backfield with Blayson Fernandez. Fernandez takes it. Here's the pass play. Quick out goes over to Blaine Burnett, number 6.
Nederland's first pass of the night, like Coach Poole was saying, and so it's complete.
Close to a first down. It'll be second down and 1 to go. Very quick pass. Knocked out of bounds by Zane Hernandez. So Nederland's got a play to kill here if they want to, something if they want to use. They got 3 receivers and a running back to the left-hand side. They just run it that way. Student body left. Blayson Fernandez takes it, gets to the 34-yard line for a Nederland Bulldog first down.
You know, we hadn't had a shutout in this game in 26 years. You've got to go back to 1992. P&G won that one 54-0. There has not been a shutout since then. But you want to take a guess how many shutouts there's been since it started in 1925 with a shutout of Nederland? 6-0. Nederland won that game in 1925.
How many shutouts?
Well, if you're ready for this, 34 shutouts.
Wow. Out of all those games, out of 95 games, a third of them have been shutouts.
94 games, yeah.
Hernandez follows his blocks, goes to the right this time, gets to the secondary and gets 8 yards on first down. Looks like we might have a quarterback rushing competition here between Fernandez and Johnson. Just student body going to the right. Second down and 2. You mentioned 92 is the last shutout. The next year, I think that's when Nederland's Larry Newman came in as the head coach.
That's when the Newman era started.
Yep. Second time of the Monty Barrow era. Handoff to Armani Douglas. Number 7 gets the first down, going over the 45-yard line to the 47. Douglas taking the ball, keeping it in his left arm, running very deliberately, waiting for the blockers to set.
Nederland has a chance to do something special tonight. They hadn't gone undefeated. I think it's 1959. Maybe Coach Poole can, but 1959, the last time they went undefeated in the regular season.
Are you implying Terry was coaching at that time? Twins to each side for Blayson on first down. Hernandez fakes it. Quick out goes to number 15, Landon Hiltz. He's taken out of bounds in P&G territory at the 48-yard line. 5-yard gain. Play action pass. You can see Hiltz take it, turn right upfield. Tackled over there by Caleb Taylor, senior defensive back for the Indians. Clock stops at 5:46 left in the first quarter. No score. Second possession for the Bulldogs. Keeper this time. Fernandez tries the left side. He might get a yard if the pile falls forward. 3rd and 3 for Nederland. Referee stopped the clock momentarily so they could get everyone disentangled. Sponsors for tonight's broadcast are Pizza Inn of Port Neches and International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers 479. And, of course, Sheffield Production. Appreciate their support. It's basically a commercial-free broadcast tonight, thanks to our 2 sponsors. 3rd down, they're getting a audible change coming from the sideline, and they finally say, no, we're getting too close to time. Coach Poole was yelling timeout from up here, and they heard him on the far sideline.
They did. Nederland calls a timeout, avoids the penalty, so they'll still have a 3rd and 3.
A lot of history in Mid-County Madness. Whenever you, of course, really it didn't have that name, but for the last few meetings, but it's definitely taken on a life of its own in this era.
For sure. I mean, you look back on these games, and we played 94 of them, and 41 of these games have been decided by 7 points or less. That's about 44% of the time. One touchdown separates these two. We've had some great history over the years.
Last year, of course, in the last minute or so, 2-point conversion won it for Nederland. They had scored to cut the P&G lead to 35-34, and instead of kicking the PAT and going into overtime, Coach Monty Barrow rolled the dice, and it was a pass in the flat, a play-action pass caught in the end zone for the 2-point conversion.
I don't know if you got out much today, but I was on the roads here in Mid-County, and I mean, it was Mid-County Madness was just everywhere. Everywhere you went, people wanted to talk about this game tonight.
3rd down and 3. Nederland trying to hold on to it. They've got an unbalanced line to the right. And they do the fake jet screen, and this time it goes to number 11. Layson Fernandez keeps it and gets the 1st down. Carson Arline's going to come from the bottom here, and they make it look like the jet sweep to power. But Fernandez hits the hole quickly and gets there before the defenders can close it. 39-yard line of P&G. The Bulldogs set up shop. Handoff goes to number 10, John Mazik. He stutter steps, gets into the secondary, looking for extra room.
I see a flag out, though.
There's a flag back at the 31-yard line as we have a 17-yard gain. Flag is back at the 32-yard line. Refs are talking. Referee's checking. If it's a spot foul, it'll be 10 yards from that point. It looks like that's what they're discussing. Referee's making sure they're taking care of things. A flag can definitely stop a drive like this when you make them repeat the play.
Here we go with the call.
Personal foul, chop block against.
That's going to hurt.
That's a 15-yarder.
Yep.
So it'll be a repeat 1st down, but it'll be 1st down and 12 yards to go. They're cutting down on and that's a bad verb. They're reducing the number of cut blocks in the football game. Again, although they're trying to make it as safe as they can for the participants. It is a collision sport, but they try and give everyone an opportunity to play safely.
Little principle coming out in you.
Well, yeah. It's a game. It's a fun game played by many people at many different levels. Southeast Texas Junior Football League has had their championship games here. A lot of these youngsters played on there 10 years ago. Fernandez drops back to pass. Got a screen pass set up. It's caught there by Douglas, but he's going to be dropped for a loss of a yard.
Yeah, Josh Pattison, he's the one taking him down, preventing any extra yardage there. The big guy halting that.
Douglas tries to hide it. When he turns, though, right there is the defensive lineman.
That's what we're talking about, wrapping up and not letting go, and that's just what he did.
Clock is running down, 3:20 here in the 1st quarter. No score. 95th edition of Mid-County Madness. Fernandez drops back, looks deep, got a man over the open, caught by number 6, Blaine Burnett for the 1st down. Two receivers went deep and opened up the middle third. Burnett runs that shallow post pattern, extends himself to catch the ball, hit immediately in the ribs by Cade Martin, but he holds on to it.
Yeah.
Fine pass and reception there by the Bulldogs. So they overcome that penalty.
Yep,
Bold
keep the
strike
drive alive.
downfield.
They're now inside the 30-yard line.
2 receivers to the left-hand side, 2 backs in the backfield with Fernandez. He fakes the handoff, keeps it himself, tackled hard at the 26-yard line. Gain of 3 on the play.
That's Pattison again.
I tell you what, that was a great fake. I honestly thought that
You're not
he
the
had
only
kept
one.
it there. It's kind of like he gave the ball to the running back and said, no, I think I'll take it back. Mazik in the backfield with Fernandez. This time he gives it to Mazik. Mazik cuts it up, sees a seam. He's bouncing, dancing, but that just gives the Indians time to get there.
Yeah.
Scrum forms at the 23-yard line. It'll be 3rd down and 4.
Just move this to a rugby game.
Indeed. Well, he's doing a lot of dancing here. You can see on the replay, he stops there, bounces, and then they held on and just tried to put him down.
So we're going to have about a 3rd and 4 now. So big play coming up for the Indian defense. See if they can hold.
Plays being signaled in from the sideline. Blason Fernandez makes sure the linemen know what's going on. Pizza Inn, one of our sponsors tonight. Fernandez keeps it, hits the seam, gets the 1st down inside the 15, tackled at the 14-yard line.
Yeah, Cade Martin with the stop.
Great replay there. Shows a lot how the line are blocking there in the middle. Fernandez doing a great job of waiting till the hole is made before he goes through it. Less than a minute now. 2 backs in the backfield with Fernandez. 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Hand off to Douglas, tackled down at the 9-yard line. 5 yards on 1st down.
All right, we know the game plan. Nederland's running the football right now. P&G can't stop it.
I apologize. I gave that one to Douglas. That's 31, Kendon Fusilier.
Yeah, that's the freshman.
They brought up to take the place of Cade Scott, who is out for the season. Looks like they're just going to let the clock run down. We're inside 10 seconds, and they're just going to stand there. So we're going to have a scoreless first quarter for the 95th edition of Mid-County Madness. Sheffield Productions, IBEW Local 479, and Pizza Inn will bring you the second half in just a moment. Say the start of the second quarter, not the second half. It does seem like the first quarter went on for a long time, James. Charlie Jellin, James Weir, Terry Poole with you here. 95th edition of Mid-County Madness. Nederland is knocking on the door with a 2nd down and 5 from the P&G 9-yard line. Fernandez keeps it right up the middle. puts down his shoulder. He gets a tough first down to the 3-yard line.
So first and goal from the 3. Some stats here for the Nederland Bulldogs. 84 yards total in that first quarter, 28 yards passing. And P&G, though, they were held to just 23 yards. And Nederland, of course, held the ball most of that possession.
And that's just like Terry Poole said at the beginning for Nederland's defense. Their job is to keep Rashawn Johnson off the field.
Yeah, that's a pretty good plan.
First down and goal, 2 wide receivers to the right. Fernandez runs that way, strings it out, touchdown. Touchdown, Nederland.
There it is. The Nederland Bulldogs strike first on a quarterback keeper.
Layson Fernandez runs student body to the right. 6-0 Nederland. Good blocking there in the point of attack. Fernandez in the end zone before he's even touched.
No shutout this year, not at least not for the Nederland Bulldogs.
Payne Barrow, the sophomore kicker, ready to attempt the point after. Bryce McMorris is the holder. Kick is good.
Yeah, so we were just talking P&G the first quarter. Nederland held the ball most of the time. P&G only ran 5 plays in that first quarter.
That was a good drive, though, by Nederland. They took the punt from their own 30-yard line and was able to take it down and score, just methodical, overcoming a personal foul penalty with a fine shot to Blaine Burnett to get the first down. Touchdown made, though, by Blayson Fernandez, who carried the ball an awful lot during the entire first quarter.
Yeah, 5 plays, P&G only managed 23 yards. Rashawn Johnson was responsible for nearly all that. He rushed for 13 and he passed for 10. So we'll see. They're going to get the ball back here, and we'll see if they can go to work and get things rolling at the reservation.
Caleb Taylor and Jalen Williams dropping deep for the Indians to return the kickoff. Payne Barrow again doing the option, or doing the honors, I should say. I guess it is his option. Nederland has done a pooch kick before many times, going ahead and giving the opposition the ball at the 30. This time he kicks it away, taking advantage of the wind and putting it into the end zone. First down for P&G.
You know, Nederland has the best defense in the league. They only give up 295 yards a game, so that's impressive. They're the leaders, so they're going against one of the better offenses in the district, P&G, so it's going to be interesting to see how this thing starts developing here.
With the exception of the first game of the year where Nederland defeated the defending state champion West Orange Stark Mustangs by 1 point, most of Nederland's games have been fairly substantial victories. P&G's had to egg some out during the course of the year. Johnson throws the out pattern, incomplete, just off the fingertips of number 9, Caleb Winchell. Ball was just a little low for him. Play action fake there, and you can see Winchell wasn't able to bring it in. Clock stops, 11:23 left in the first half. Pizza Inn, Donnie Broussard, we thank you for your sponsorship. Especially thank you for the pizzas you sent up before the game. Rashawn Johnson, quarterback draw. He's got a seam. He's gone. Rashawn Johnson finally knocked out of bounds by Adam Rockefort. And that's what you got to watch with Rashawn Johnson, lightning in a bottle.
Well, that right there probably put Rashawn Johnson over 1,000 yards for the season, rushing. 37 there, he had 13. Yep, just puts him over the 1,000-yard rushing mark.
Congratulations to Johnson for that. 2 receivers wide on each side. Johnson hands it off. Jalen Williams, number 19, carries the ball for about a 4-yard gain.
Adam Rockefort in on the tackle.
Good blocking downfield there. P&G in Nederland's end of the field, trying to answer the Nederland touchdown that just occurred. Johnson takes the snap, looks deep, hit. As soon as he throws the ball, it drops incomplete in the direction of Jose Saya. Looked like Nederland may have sent an extra guy through that time. Hit Johnson just as he threw the ball. Third down to go. Indians getting the play signaled into them. That's one of the big differences between football now and 10 years ago. They don't use the messengers anymore. Johnson has the ball almost knocked from his hand, throws a short pass to Jose Saya. Saya turns upfield and gets the first down.
Big third down play for the Indians.
Johnson looked like he was having the world come in on him, and he was able to step through it.
Yeah.
And then see Saya wide open. And Saya takes it and gets 10 yards on his own.
Yeah, Chris Moore with the Port Arthur News in the booth with us. He had a good article on Saya recently about how he used to, he started out as a defensive back, and that's really helped him as a receiver. It's a great article, still online if you want to read it, but again, smart kid.
First down and 10, fake the handoff. Johnson hit at the line of scrimmage. This time the Bulldogs are going to stop him for a yard gain. Saya had stepped off the field of scrimmage. It looked like he was holding his hand for a second. Now he walks back on. This was just a straight keep by Johnson. If anything, that's one thing about P&G's offense last year in the upset is they relied on Rashawn Johnson a tremendous amount in the second half.
Yeah, he'll carry the ball 40-plus times if he has to.
I don't know if they'll ask him to do that at UT. 3 wide receivers and 2 backs to the left for the Indians. And everybody knows that's where Johnson's going, and he still gets to the 20-yard line for a 3-yard gain.
Fans looking for a flag there, still fighting after the whistle blows.
Fighting, of course, being a metaphor for playing the game.
Playing the game, yes.
Well, they play until the whistle comes up. Third down, a short 5 to go for the Indians from the Bulldog 20-yard line. Johnson was trying to draw him offside. Now they get an audible. Nederland changes its defense as well. Johnson looks, he throws. Caught. It's going to be close to the line to gain. Caught there by Winchell again. The junior wide receiver making a lot of catches in this game.
Yeah, and that was one of my concerns tonight, is that, Rashawn Johnson, of his 1,600 yards passing, 1,180 have gone to Seha. So that tells you right there, that's the hookup. I mean, very few receivers have but 100, 200 yards at best.
And if anything, P&G appears to have studied their own scouting report. They're throwing more to the junior Winchell instead of the senior Seha.
Well, I'm sure Coach Monty Barrows said, I want you on Seha. Do that. If he goes to the bathroom, you go with him.
Rashawn Johnson tries to get out of the hold. He's going to be taken down for a 2-yard loss. That looked like another quarterback draw. As he set up, he wasn't really looking to pass the ball. Good play there at the point of attack by Slate Bowden, the defensive lineman, number 76 for the Bulldogs. Johnson taking advantage of the moment to take a bit of a breather. Clock running, 7:04 left in the first half. 7-0 Nederland. Low snap, Johnson goes to throw it.
There it is.
It is caught over there. Winchell makes a diving catch at the 10-yard line.
got his wind knocked out, but he's back on his feet. He's going to be fine.
Johnson had to hurry this one up after the low throw. Good catch over there. Good hands by the junior Winchell. 3rd down and 5 from the right hash mark.
We're only operating 2 cameras tonight, but whoever's on those is doing a great job.
Fantastic job,
You wouldn't
guys.
know this is a 2-camera shoot.
Timeout called by Port Neches-Groves. They want to think about it. We'll take a break and be back with action in just a moment. Indian spirit raising the spirit of those of the Indian faithful, Indian Nation here at the reservation. 3rd down and 5 to go. Winchell in motion. Johnson's going to keep it. We're looking for a pass. He's going to keep it. Upended at the 8-yard line. That's going to be a yard, maybe 2 yards short. Depends on the spot. Nice block or tackle there by Noah Lewis coming up from the defensive back.
Don't hesitate. They're going to go for it. I really think they're going to go for it.
Good camera shot there by Kenny Litvick and Lou Sheffield working the 2 cameras, as James Ware alluded to just a moment ago. You recognize quality, don't you, when you see the camera work like that? You know how tough that is.
For sure.
We've got another timeout, P&G. We're going to keep it here this time. So we got a 4th down, 2 yards to go at the 8-yard line. It's only the 2nd quarter. You're only down 7-0.
Yeah, and Rashawn has completed 5 of his 7 passes now. And Terry, you got any yardage on that? What is he, 5 of 7? Putting him on the spot.
Yep.
Nothing going on.
Okay, 5 of 7, 32 yards. P&G coming alive a little bit on this drive, looking good. They're the ones working the clock now.
Yes, indeed. They want to make sure whatever time they leave for the Bulldogs can't come back and reciprocate. I think P&G would be happy to go in at halftime tied 7-7.
You see some of the players there with hand warmers. I mean, it is cold out there.
Yeah, they probably had to talk to their deer hunting daddies. Hey, where's that hand warmer you used in the stand last weekend?
Yeah, speaking of the stands, there's your Nederland Bulldog faithful, and I'm telling you, I saw a lot of the chat on Facebook and different social media talking about the size of our visitor stands. I mean, this place holds about 13,000, but not on the visitor side.
That's true. That's
true. It's a small visiting section.
Tickets sold out quick. 4th down and 2. Rashawn Johnson takes the ball, fakes it, throws it. No, he faked the throw. He's going to keep it, run it to the end zone. Touchdown.
There you go.
Rashawn Johnson used Seha as a decoy to score from 11 yards out. Great play here. Let's watch the replay. Great move there at the point of attack to get around, and it was just using his speed to get to the end zone. Mario Oseguera to do the point after. High snap. And it's good. We have a tie game. Mid-County Madness, the 95th edition, is tied at 7. 5:43 left in the half. Sponsors tonight, Sheffield Productions, Pizza Inn of Port Neches, and the International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers, Local 479. We appreciate your support.
You know, so much, so many mid-county madness games, but this one, I mean, I have seen the build-up this week. I mean, everyone has been into this football game. We wish everyone could be undefeated coming into this and have two teams playing for the outright district title, but they're going to share it if P&G wins, and Nederland will win it outright if they win tonight.
I know how Nederland was feeling about things. Having P&G have to give up a forfeit because of the iPad. As far as everybody is concerned in this stadium, these are two undefeated teams. It may, the UIL may look at the record saying you lost one in district, you had to forfeit, but no, these two teams in their hearts are undefeated. This is exactly the way you want the regular season to end. Leaving it on the field to play. 7-7.
One time I said the only score you can't have in football is 1-0. You can have 2-0, you can have 2-2. There's all kind of combinations, but you can't have 1-0. I got corrected because as a forfeit, it goes in the book as 1-0.
Kick is stood up in the air, drops down at the 15.
Loose ball.
Picked up quickly there by Bryson Grusecki. Grusecki caught that ball, and the way the wind held that ball up, it dropped almost straight in like a mortar shot. You can watch it here on the replay. Grusecki gets it, goes through his hands. Fortunate bounce right up to him, but then he is hit immediately.
Is that Wyatt?
By the Indians.
Wyatt Gerard? 27, yeah.
Flag, though, on the play. I see a flag back at the 45-yard line. We may have to redo this. I feel for Grusecki. He took that hard hit for nothing, although they will get a 5-yard penalty out of it. So we'll take it back, do a re-kick from the 35-yard line. All the action's way down on the left, and there's this little yellow piece of fabric on the ground way on the right.
That was a big hit by Wyatt Gerard, the junior linebacker, and he's going to be something to watch.
Grusecki's moved up a little bit closer now. Segura's ready to kick off again. It's a short kick. 28-yard line, straight up the field. Gets to the 35-yard line. 15-yard difference in that as the ball is taken by Camden Grant, who does what you're supposed to. Ball's at the 35-yard line.
Yeah, we're going through some clock here. 5:34 left in the half, and it's tied at 7-7.
Plenty of time. But you've got to admit that we've really flown through this first half. With the 7:30 kickoff, as good and dark and cold as it is, maybe the guys like running. They want to keep their blood going. Motion for the Bulldogs. They do the jet sweeps. Got a guy open. Oh, double move. He couldn't get over there. Blaine Burnett. Flag on the play at the 40-yard line. Jet sweep, buckshot. They decided to let the running back throw it. Throw was behind Burnett. He tried to get back, but let's see. We've got a lineman downfield called against the offense. Penalty is declined.
Downfield. Going to decline it, and P&G is going to hold on that. We're going to bring up
second down and 10. Second down and 10 for the Bulldogs as they burn the down. The clock stopped with the incomplete pass. P&G hoping to get a stop here.
Running back with the throw, showing he can play a little QB as well.
Layson Fernandez, number 11. Oh, great run here. Josh Mazik gets to the Indian 48-yard line. First down and 10. He waits for his blocks and then hits right through the hole. Watch the collapse there at the point of attack. Great seam there.
10, 15, about 16 yards on the carry.
P&G kicked off to start the game. They will get the second half kickoff. Handoff again to Masick. Works the left side, gets across the 45-yard line before the defense stops it. Following the block of Armani Douglas, they just keep the pile moving forward there.
Jacob Buss tackled about 3 people on that play.
When in doubt, take them all out. They gave him 4 yards. It'll be 2nd and 6. Fernandez in the backfield with Douglas and Masick. Fernandez hands it off to Masick. And Josh takes it across the 40-yard line. It looks like a first down. It's very close.
Masick, just a sophomore himself, holds on to the football there. A little bumble, but he holds on and picks up the first down.
Clock is running right at 4 minutes now. 39-yard line of P&G. Masick to the right. Fernandez drops deep. Masick goes behind him in a pistol. Fernandez looks, nowhere to go. He decides to run with it. Nowhere to go. He's going to be tackled. No gain by the Indians. They did a great job of stringing that one out.
Zane Hernandez and who else is that? I think it was Santiago.
Only 3 receivers in the pattern. Hernandez was looking. Nobody was open. Jordan Huckabee, one of the tacklers on that play. 2nd down and 10. 3 receivers to the left side. Masick standing beside Fernandez. Handed off to Fernandez, and he might get a yard.
There's that P&G defense. This is going to be big now. We're going to have about a 3rd and 8, maybe 9. With 3 minutes, less than 3 minutes to go.
Renee Cunningham came in from his defensive back position to stop that play. Came in unblocked to make Masick change direction, and he went right into the pass of Indians pursuing.
He was wrong. He didn't pick up any yards, so they're going to mark it 3rd and 10.
That was a very slow motion play, wasn't it?
It was. I thought he gained about 3 yards. He's back at the line of scrimmage.
7 seconds on the play clock. Fernandez looks deep, got a guy open on the post. Oh, over the hands of Bryson Grusecki. Just over the hands. He was open on the post.
Hadn't seen many deep passes yet.
Plenty of time for Fernandez. He was not rushed. Just a little bit over his hand.
Yeah. 4th and 10.
4th down and 10, and Nederland is in.
Lining up as if they're going for it, but I bet he does a pooch kick. He's going to. 2:06. They don't want to give him time. They want to back him up. Don't be fooled by this. I really think they're going to punt the football.
That's what they're doing. He takes 2 steps back. And there's the kick. Going for the sideline. And it hits and it bounces straight sideways. Great pooch kick out at the 11-yard line with just 2 minutes to play.
Now we get to see Rashawn Johnson work. 2 minutes to go in the half. And he's got, what are we looking at?
89 yards.
89 yards.
Well, in the NFL, they always talk about the 2-minute drill. Of course, they have, the 2-minute timeout, which would normally occur like this. P&G has got 1 timeout left to play with, having taken 2 timeouts during that drive that resulted in the touchdown. They run to their formation. 2 wide to the left-hand side, empty backfield. Rashawn Johnson, number 2. He keeps it, runs to his right, hit in the backfield, thrown forward. He gets to the 15 for a 4-yard gain.
timeout. Got to start worrying about going, it didn't even look like he thought about passing that play. It looked like a run all the way.
Both teams being very deliberate as they get inside the 2-minute warning.
They're not working as if there's a minute and a half left.
They may just be happy to get a first down here and then run out the half. Unless something big happens.
With Rashawn Johnson in there, anything can happen on any play.
Runs to his left.
Interesting.
Johnson's tackled in bounds after getting a first down at the 25-yard line.
Nederland might start thinking about using their 2 timeouts now. There's one more play here.
Tackle there by Jordan Huckabee kept him in bounds to keep that clock running once the sticks moved. So it appears again that they're just going to maybe take a shot downfield when they get close. I bet the secondary coach is saying nobody behind you. Johnson again works to his right. Goes to the sideline, knocked out of bounds at the 35-yard line. First down for the Indians, 32 seconds left.
What do you think of this?
Well, again, you're rolling the dice every time you give Johnson the ball. I mean, he has shown the ability to go 60 yards in just like that. First down. I am not familiar with the P&G field goal kicker. I don't know what his range is. I don't know if they're going to try and get close, but kicking into the wind, as Coach Poole just pointed out. Johnson keeps it, comes up, all the blockers set downfield, and he steps out of bounds at the 41-yard line. 6-yard gain
in about 6 seconds. So
at that rate, at that rate, they won't quite make it. Again, going with the push of his offensive line. Johnson doing a smart move there, staying behind those big linemen. At halftime, the 2 bands, we saw them practicing this earlier, they're going to do a tribute to Veterans Day. Both bands are going to be on the field during halftime. A real special treat for the fans tonight. And P&G calls their last time out as they came to the line of scrimmage. When you talk about the 2 communities, the fact that the 2 bands are going to come together for Veterans Day. Saturday is Veterans Day, the official, November 11th, but it was 100 years ago that World War I ended, which was the origin of Veterans Day. So this is the, when they called that the war to end all wars. Would we be so lucky? But the 100th anniversary observance, I guess you would say, of Veterans Day. And so both bands are going to come on the field. And the last time they did that was back in 2001, when right after the Twin Towers.
Yeah.
Right
and,
after.
People wondering, you'll want to watch it. You'll get to see it in its entirety right here on our broadcast tonight.
That's one of the nice things about delayed broadcasts. You set up the cameras and you show halftime.
So I don't know who holds the P&G record for longest field goal. I know Joey Price and a guy, Keith Wagasback. I called Keith. I was doing a story on kickers one time, and I called him. He had kicked a 51-yarder, but he said going in just before the half of a game, he got to attempt a 62-yarder.
Wow.
In high school.
In high school.
And it hit the upright and bounced back into the field. Not the upright, the crossbar. I'm sorry. Hit the crossbar and came back into the field. And he said that was his best attempt.
Wow. Second down, 3 to go. Johnson keeps it, and he hits the middle. Gets to the 44-yard line of P&G.
There's a timeout, 19-3, 19 seconds left.
Clock stops as they move the sticks.
It's running again. I'm not understanding. This is 13, 12, 11. They're going to let it go.
And this is going to be the halftime score of the 95th annual Mid-County Madness Ball Game, the Bum Phillips Bowl, as they call it. 7-7 at halftime. We will see you for the second half after this great halftime. Welcome back to the second half. Both teams are on the field after a magnificent halftime performance by both award-winning bands. They got on the field and did a tribute for Veterans Day. Charlie Jellin, James Ware, Terry Poole here along with you for Sheffield Productions. Tonight's broadcast brought to you by Pizza Inn and the International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers, Local 479. 7-7, James. What do the stats look like?
Well, there you go. The district championship on the line. P&G could share it with a win, and Nederland will win it outright if they come up on top tonight. Of course, some other games we'll do real quick. Barbers Hill and Santa Fe playing for that 3 and 4 seed in the district. Santa Fe leads that one 12-7 at the half. So here we go. First half, we'll go with the first quarter first. Nederland pretty much dominated, 84 total yards to P&G's 23, and they scored, so it was 7-0. Well, then P&G comes back. Second quarter, they scored 92 yards compared to Nederland's 26, so it kind of went both ways. Now 7-7, that's where we stand. So interesting there, and Terry pointed out that only 3 total penalties, and one of those was declined, so really 2 penalties. We had no turnovers in the first half, so it's been an interesting first half. Certainly not going to be a 36-35 score like we had last year, at least not right now.
And we were wondering coming out of the second half which end Nederland would choose to kick from, and they're kicking from the side that had the wind in their face, and that ball hits and bounces sideways. It was a pooch kick. It went out of bounds at the 30-yard line, but the way the wind held that ball up, you can see how strong that 19, 20-mile-an-hour wind is right now.
Yeah, we talk about 2 penalties in the first half, and we come out and have one on the kickoff.
Well, they had to throw our stats off right there. But what this means is that Nederland is going to have the wind in the critical fourth quarter. P&G had won the initial toss and deferred to the second half, so they took the ball. Nederland was able to choose which end of the field. They chose to kick into the wind for that second half kickoff. Ball is spotted at the 36-yard line. Rashawn Johnson, number 2.
It's amazing everything he does. He entered tonight's game with 1,653 passing yards. That ranks 5th in the district. You know, you'd think he'd be a little higher than that, but A.J. Nail from Dayton is at 2,500 yards now. Rashawn does it with his feet, too. We talked about that in the first half. He went over 1,000 yards for the year in rushing.
Here he goes again. Hits the seam off of right tackle. Gain of maybe a yard. Pushed back and never tackled.
Yeah, and there you go. The number 1 defense in the district, Nederland Bulldogs. They give up 295 a game.
Deshaun Summersaw with the penetration there. Number 71 went through and ended up also getting an arm on Rashawn Johnson. Under Armour All-American. It's been a long time since Southeast Texas had one of those. University of Texas commitment he made last year. Takes the handoff. Pass is caught to Winchell. Caught by Winchell at the 47-yard line. That's a first down.
He's having a game. I mean, I think that's his probably about his 5th or 6th catch.
Jose Saya was the previous wide receiver of favorite for Rashawn Johnson, but they've been using him a lot as a decoy in this game, at least in the first half. Second half could very well be different. Rashawn Johnson runs to his right. He's taken out of bounds. Looks close to a first down in Nederland territory at the 43.
Yeah, probably going to have a second and about 1 on this play. Give it to him.
No, it's going to be just short. So P&G has got a down to waist here, pistol formation. Oh, and they make him jump. We got a flag there.
Happen. An offensive lineman moved.
Offensive lineman moved, but the defensive guy was coming at him, so he's pointing to the defense.
Just had some contact.
Offside caused. 5-yard penalty.
All right, we're a minute into the game. We've got penalties, 2.
So we've doubled our penalty count. A minute into the third quarter. First down for P&G. That changes the play selection. Still in the pistol. And now we have another penalty.
It'll be on P&G.
First down and 15. James, how many times, you know, as the late Bob West used to say, Charlie, you had to say something about us not having this going on, and there it goes.
Making adjustments for the second half.
Yes. They said we didn't have enough penalties. Play action, deep ball, Winchell. Incomplete. Two good receivers down, or defenders covering that. Landon Hiltz and Bryson Garrett were stride for stride with Caleb Winchell. Ball hung up in the air just a little bit. Second down and 15 yards to go. P&G getting their signals from the sideline. Straight pass play, throws the out.
Look at that.
Incomplete. There were two receivers in that area. And he's saying he was bobbling it when he went out of bounds. There are two receivers running the out over there. Watch the replay here. Ball goes past the first one, caught by the second, but he's knocked out of bounds while bobbling the ball. Third down and 15. The home crowd does not like that call. Jose Seja at the top of your screen, number 21. He's got double coverage there. Four defenders watching three receivers. Johnson's got the overthrew his target. Seja was wide open in a shallow post, and Johnson missed the target.
Yeah, going to bring up a fourth down. What do? You're on the other side of the field. They're going to bring out the punt team. They like to do that pooch kick, too. They like to take the snap, make you think about what they're going to do, and then kick it away.
Nederland dropping one guy back. Seja is the punter. They're set up to do a pooch kick to the right. Seja kicks it over the right. Bounces straight up and then gets a P&G bounce. It's going to be right at the 10-yard line. And that'll be where the Bulldogs put it into play. So Nederland's defensive choice to kick into the wind is successful. P&G is not able to convert. Bulldogs have it first time in the second half.
You know, we go back to that 20-year streak by the P&G Indians. You know, Nederland had won in 1964. 65 was a tie. 66, P&G 16-15. Another tie in 68. And then here we go. From 69 to 83, P&G won this football game.
Wow.
But you know, in 1984, who was the quarterback that broke that streak?
Terry Poole knew.
Yeah, there you go.
Monty Barrow,
the head coach of the Nederland Bulldogs. 13-7.
He was a junior or sophomore that year.
He was a junior.
Quick sideline pass to Bryson Grusecki. He gains a couple of yards before he's tripped up.
You hear a lot of people argue that on years because it's unusual that the sports year falls, you know, if it's his junior year or his senior year. Let's go with like Dustin Long, 1999, they played the state championship. Well, that was, his senior year was 2000, but his football term was 99.
Dustin Long, of course, had a great career in college. I think he's coaching in the area, isn't he?
Oh, he's at the refinery.
Oh, okay. He's coaching.
He's got a good job out there.
Well, there you go. Second down, long 6 to go. Hernandez rolls to his left. Throw intercepted. We have a turnover. The first turnover. The ball goes over the hand of Carson Arline, the intended receiver, taken there by Garrett Brown. Excuse me, number 16, Tyler Jackson.
Yeah.
Ball just gets away from Hernandez. It's a little bit high as he rolls to his left, throwing across his hands. Taking there, Jackson gets the turnover, first of the game. 29-yard line.
Position for the Indians. Let's see if they can convert.
Johnson, quarterback draw. He's got a lot of room up the middle. Gets the first down, going to the 14, make it the 16-yard line. They're going to take advantage of this. You can see staying with the blocks, all the offensive linemen. Johnson just picks the seam and runs through it.
Find out who number 77 is on that offensive line for PNG. Big kid, but he's not on the roster.
Again, fakes the handoff. Rashawn throws out of bounds. He was under pressure and no one was open. 2nd down and 10. Bulldogs were all over that play. Made sure that Johnson didn't have any running room while covering the receivers to the short side of the field. 7-7 your score. Sheffield Productions bringing you this delayed broadcast of Mid-County Madness. Our thanks to Pizza Inn of Port Neches and the IBEW Local 479 for sponsoring tonight's broadcast. Say hi. They fake the jet sweep. Johnson keeps it going the other way. Gets down to the 7, make it the 6-yard line. Close to that first down.
Yeah, if not a first down, he's going to have about a 2nd and 1 to go. Very close.
You call that running downhill. Look at all those linemen leading the way.
Offensive line doing a good job.
Clock stops at 8:31 left in the 3rd quarter. 2nd possession of the half for the Indians off of the Jackson interception. Here they go. Student body left. Rashawn Johnson pushes the pile forward. He's close to the first down. You can see there John Nichols brought in as a blocking back. He shifted over just before the snap. They did not give him the first down. It's 3rd and 4th down now. Maybe a foot.
PNG fans going crazy. They're ready. They're on their feet, trying to get a little momentum going here.
Got the heavy backfield in there. Timeout is called by Port Neches-Groves.
Everybody in the booth's yelling quarterback draw, you think?
You think? I tell you what, with that heavy backfield that they had in there, it's kind of like when the Chicago Bears in '85 would bring the refrigerator into the backfield. We're going to keep it here 7-7. Charlie Jellin, James Ware, Terry Poole with you here on the Sheffield Productions presentation of Mid-County Madness 2018. This is not the game we expected. A defensive slugfest, which Terry and I love, by the way, as old defensive coaches. But you're the offensive guy. You wanted to, what, 40-1 to 28?
Well, last year, 36-35, another shootout. And, you know, with a quarterback like Rashawn Johnson, you kind of expected that. He's only gone deep a couple of times. And, you know, I expect him to throw it downfield a little bit.
Both of these teams are in the playoffs. I'm wondering if that's making an element in any of their decisions not to take any chances. You know, you're just playing for 1 or 2. And, of course, this is District 12 5A Division II. So they'll be playing Division 11 5A. That's the Manville division. Yeah.
I feel sorry for the 4th place team in this district. It'll be either Santa Fe or Barbers Hill.
4th down, less than a yard for the Indians. Heavy backfield to the right, 2 receivers to the right. Johnson to his right. He's got the first down. He's got the touchdown.
There you go. PNG faithful on their feet.
Rashawn Johnson following all the running backs, all the blockers, off of right tackle.
Rashawn Johnson, a good kid too. You know, my son's on the 8th grade team, and Rashawn came out and watched that last game of the season. Of course, it was Port Neches and Groves playing the two junior high teams, but he was patting all the kids on the head and telling them good job, and it was fun to watch.
Point after attempt is good. It is 14-7. Indians over the Bulldogs. We'll be back with the kickoff in just a moment. (14-7), Port Neches-Groves. Rashawn Johnson scoring, taking advantage of the Jackson turnover. Deep kick taken at the 1-yard line. Going down the sideline.
Got a little seam.
Number 31, that's the freshman, Kendon Fusilier. Did a great job hitting the sideline there, finally taken out of bounds. 26-yard line. And now Nederland seeking to get their ground game going again. Put the ball in the hands of the wrong receiver the last possession.
Battery, probably.
Hernandez hands it off to Masick.
Masick kind of picking through the line there. Picks up a couple of yards.
Masick, a sophomore running back. Gain of 6. It'll be 2nd down and 4 for the Bulldogs. In their previous game against Crosby, the Bulldogs lost their leading rusher, Cade Scott. Another sophomore to a collarbone injury. He'll be out for the entire season. Hernandez hands it off again to Masick. He's looking to get to the corner. Nothing there. Strung out by the Indians. Loss of a yard.
Cade Martin, I think, number 4 on the tackle. He loves to throw his body around on defense. Cade Martin, one of our better defensive players.
Indian Nation yelling defense.
Yeah, big play, 3rd and 5. Hold them here, they'll punt it away.
Hernandez looks to throw it. Ball is knocked away from Burnett.
There you go, and that's going to bring up the 4th and 5.
Hernandez looked to the left and then threw back to the right.
That was a good defensive play. Just got a hand on it. That's Cade Martin, number 4 again. After making the big tackle, he comes in and sticks his hand in there and breaks up the pass.
Nederland's punt team runs out. Again, they're kicking into the wind. Both of the PNG return men are only about 35 yards deep. Good snap, no pressure. Brown's kicking it away. It's going to hit short and take a good Nederland bounce. Rolls down to the 36-yard line. Indians like this, though. They scored a touchdown, and they have the ball back with 5:55 left in the third quarter. The
Number
Indians
77 there, the big kid. He's not on the roster. I'm told it's Dalton Dickerson. He's the freshman that's filling in for Jalen Garth, who's out for the year.
Sean Johnson turns it upfield, gains 3 yards.
There's a good shot of it, number 77.
That's a freshman.
That's a big freshman.
I like all the communication they have. The linebackers get together, they talk to the secondary, the defensive line knows what to do, and they all come forward at the right time. Another cornerback blitz. Pass goes well out of bounds there as Rashawn Johnson has got pressure in his face from number 34, Brock Holton, defensive lineman for Nederland.
And just get rid of it in that situation. Don't do anything. Turnovers will kill you in this game.
IBEW Local 479 supporting tonight's telecast. Sheffield Productions thanks you for your continued support. Remember, without the electricians, you'd be watching TV by candlelight. Thank you for laughing. That's an old joke, but I like it.
I've never heard that, Charlie.
Johnson looks to pass. Deep ball for Winchell. Winchell's got it.
There it is. If you go deep long enough, something's going to happen. And it happened. Looking at about almost 30 yards on this play.
That was fairly good coverage from Logan Wynn.
Yeah, just placed perfectly.
Winchell really having a coming out party tonight. Fake the jet sweep. Johnson.
Down to almost the 10-yard line.
Nine yards on the play. Let's see where they mark it. He's got it at the 11. They're saying a first down there. Indians knocking on the door again. Bulldogs unable to get any yardage after the P&G touchdown. But it's all Rashawn Johnson. You knew it was going to be this with his legs and with his arm. Great hands from Winchell. Johnson again cuts back, dodges to the end zone. Touchdown, Rashawn Johnson. Runs in from 11 yards deep.
Well, there you go. 2-touchdown lead now for the Indians. That makes them feel a little more comfortable. 4:55 left in the third quarter. Just bounces off it, folks. Blocking there by number 60.
Sean Johnson, great upper body strength. Here's the point after kick. And it is no good. Off to the side, so it remains 20-7. Whoa. Missed extra points, came back to hurt many teams in the playoffs last year in high school. 20-7, James Ware. Not a bad drive there.
Not a bad drive at all, and I like the going deep. They haven't done it much tonight, but when you do it, you can draw, possibly a pass interference call or a completion like that, and that's, I think they need to do more of that. That's working.
Pizza Inn of Port Neches, one of our sponsors tonight. We thank Donnie Broussard, his restaurant at 1501 Magnolia Avenue in Port Neches. Never been there for the buffet, you need to go by. I'm thin crust, Pizza Inn special. I'm there.
I got my routine on Magnolia. Billy Joe's, Sea Ranch, and Pizza Inn. I do them all at least once a week.
A lot of good eats in Port Neches. You can tell the Indians have loosened up just a little bit, a lot more relaxed on the sideline with a 2-touchdown lead. Hard kick, again, taken by Fusilier. Fusilier keeps his feet, gets across the 25-yard line. The pile is still moving forward to the 28 as the true freshman.
It's amazing. That's a hard running freshman.
Freshman, yes indeed. He was at C.O. Wilson Middle School last year.
Here he is doing so much on a varsity football team. A good varsity football team.
Undefeated coming into this game. P&G wanting to play the spoiler.
Probably a little bitter over having to forfeit that one game. They've got some, something to say about that, and they've got a chance to prove it tonight.
In their minds, they did not lose anything on that field. Gleason Fernandez calling the signals. And he keeps it going to the right. Gets into the linebacker core past the first line. He gains 6 yards on first down. Three down linemen for the Indians. They rely on their linebacker core to fill the gaps.
Like I said, that Nederland defense, Port Neches defense, I should say, looked good against Barbers Hill, giving up 2 touchdowns. Once again, they're playing pretty tough tonight.
Hernandez sees a little crease, gets the first down across the 40-yard line. And this is what the Bulldogs did in the first quarter. Took 5 or 6 yards on every play to score the initial touchdown.
Clock running, 3:45 left in the third.
Armani Douglas, half back to the left of Fernandez. Fernandez does the jet sweep. Adam Rockeford, number 2, gains 3 yards on the play. It's not where they throw him down, it's where he got forward to. Hernandez double checks with the offensive lineman, make sure they knew the signal. Play clock at 10 seconds. Bulldogs are ready. Rockeford with the trap play and nothing going there. No gain off for Rockeford. Third down.
About every play on defense. He's going to find and sniff out that football.
Indian defense really working well now.
You know, that wind is playing a factor, and that's what we're talking about. PNG's got going downwind right now, so they want to try to get this ball back and make something happen again.
Hernandez in trouble. Throws the ball, it is intercepted. This will be a touchdown. Tyler Jackson, the second interception of the game.
And a flag on the play. We got to see what's going to happen here.
A flag behind the play as Jackson caught the interception in stride, went straight in for the touchdown.
Yeah, right now they're celebrating a touchdown, but we'll see what this flag is going to bring.
Hernandez was under pressure when he was rolling to his right. Let's see what this flag is about. Fernandez threw the ball off balance. It hit Jackson in his chest in stride, and he went straight to the end zone.
Yeah, it was a bullet. I didn't think he was going to come up with it.
Referees are walking back.
Get everything straight before they make the call. Here we go.
Okay, we've got a block in the back during the return is what he's saying. So the interception counts. There is no touchdown. And they'll mark the penalty from the point of the foul after the turnover. So 2 turnovers. Tyler Jackson with 2 interceptions in this half.
Looks like they're going to start at about the 44-yard line.
Johnson takes the snap. Quarterback draw, looking for his hole up the middle, and there he goes. Johnson breaks free. One guy to beat. Touchdown, Rashawn Johnson, 44 yards.
44 yards. I think the P&G fans are breathing a little bit now.
Wow. What an effort by Rashawn Johnson and the Port Neches-Groves Indians. Watch this play as it develops.
I mean, Terry said it before the game. You can't just grab this guy. You can't just grab with your hands. You got to hit him, you got to wrap up, and you got to go down to the ground with him.
Saya, number 21, doing the downfield blocking there, escorting Johnson in for the touchdown. And now the point after attempt. This one is good. 27-7. Indians over the Bulldogs. Still in the third quarter. 1:45 left. We'll be back with the kickoff in just a moment. Third quarter has been all Port Neches-Groves. They scored on the offensive play and then taking advantage of 2 turnovers, 2 pass interceptions by Tyler Jackson to add 2 more touchdowns to the board to break a 7-7 halftime tie.
Not in a game like this. You can't turn the ball over. It's very, very important to take care of it. We'll see what happens.
Line drive kick is going to go well into the end zone. First down and 10 for Nederland at their 20. Well, James, this was a bit of a shocker. I mean, from the Bulldogs standpoint, to have those turnovers, especially that last one, where the intercepting back ran it in for a touchdown. It was called back for a block in the back, but then the very next play, 44 yards.
You know, and that's what I didn't understand just before halftime. You got a player like Rashawn Johnson who can break one like that at any time. I mean, you know, I don't know, just time management on the clock. It looked like they could have gone down. They got past midfield, but hey, it's 27-7. Coach Faircloth knows what he's doing.
Yes, indeed. Layson Fernandez, the senior quarterback. Hands it off to number 7, Armani Douglas. Gets past the 30-yard line for a 5-yard gain.
Saw the one trickery play earlier, but not a whole lot of trickery tonight. Like to see more of that, maybe throw them off a little more.
Second down for the Bulldogs. Fernandez looks to throw it. It's a first down to Blaine Burnett on the out pattern, gain of 7 yards. Nice strong throw. Tackle made by Donovan Bergeron. Cade Martin.
New set of downs for the Bulldogs.
Trips to the near side of the field for the Bulldogs. Fernandez looks to the right, single coverage.
Good play for about 8 yards.
Bryson Grusecki taking that ball. Single coverage on that side. Grusecki hit immediately.
By the freshman. No, I'm sorry, I got the wrong. I'm looking at Nederland's 31's the freshman.
There's not a 31 on the purple roster, but
No.
he could very well be a freshman.
It could very well be.
Oh. 7-yard gain, 2nd down and 3. Tell you what, that was a hard 3 yards there for Carson Arline, as he was one of 3 receivers to that side, and they ran a quick screen over there. Arline had to dodge several Indians to get this first down after he bounced off his own blocker.
So we're going to change ends of the field now. Nederland's going to have that wind going with them, so it might help a little bit. We'll see what happens. Certainly not out of reach here at 27-7 at the end of the 3rd quarter.
But like we said, we were discussing that at halftime. What will Nederland do at the 2nd half? Will they take the win or let P&G have it? They gave it to P&G and saw 3 touchdowns put on the board.
Right.
Pizza Inn and IBEW Local 479 bringing you today's broadcast. Sheffield Productions, I'm Charlie Jellin alongside James Ware. Terry Poole is doing our stats tonight. And everything Terry said about what Nederland's defense needed to key on has come true. But unfortunately, the 3rd quarter was the Rashawn Johnson show.
It was 114 yards rushing, not in the
Wow.
game, in the 3rd quarter.
Wow.
P&G total 166 yards in the 3rd quarter. What a dramatic change from that 1st quarter where they had like 23 yards.
Maybe it was just cold, those 52 degrees, and with north wind, they had to just get warmed up.
Yeah.
Layson Fernandez checking for an audible from the sideline. He's got several guys open. Pass is caught by number 6, his favorite target tonight, Blaine Burnett. Just ran a little, I would call that a hook route. He just dropped back and found a spot in the secondary where no one was around him. They'll take that first down to the 42-yard line of the Indians. Hernandez checks with the linemen, make sure they know what to do. 3 down linemen for the defense. Hernandez drops back, good protection. Got the long ball coming. Caught, but it's out of bounds. It's out of bounds.
No,
A
he's
great
gonna give it
catch.
to him, it looks like right here.
They're talking.
discussing it.
The refs are talking. And one of them overruled the other one and said it's incomplete. Great catch made over there by Landon Hiltz on his back. Let's check the replay. Does he get his feet down? He's got the ball. Looked like it was out of bounds, James.
Yeah. Like kind of, you couldn't see where the ball was. I mean, you couldn't tell if he was bobbling it or what. But
2nd down and 10 for the Bulldogs. Fernandez keeps it, just a quick run through the left side. He gets into the secondary, gets a first down. Looks like he gets to the 27-yard line. Fernandez doing a great job here. He just hits it quickly. Downfield blocking by both teams has been excellent. Douglas, left halfback next to Fernandez in the Bulldog backfield. 2 receivers wide to either side. Fernandez straight back. Looks on the shallow route right there. He gets it to, and I believe that's number 6 again, Blaine Burnett.
I like it, though. He's not scared to throw. You know, he came out, throws 2 interceptions, the last series that led to a touchdown, and he comes right back out throwing again. I like it. He
has got a very strong arm. Clock is running, though, and time is not a friend of the Bulldogs right now. They need to score quickly. Screen over to number 15, Landon Hiltz. He gets the first down. Right at the 10-yard line. Let's see if it's outside or inside. Hiltz tackled just inside the 11-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 to go at the 10.5. Fernandez. Up the middle, Fernandez. Close, did he get in? Touchdown, the referees say.
How about that?
Bulldogs score.
Never, ever count the Nederland Bulldogs out of that Mid-County Madness game.
Fernandez.
They could have easily had the wind taken out of their sail after that last touchdown by P&G, but no, they marched right down and scored.
The all-important point after. The hold of Bryce McMorris. Payne Barrow's kick. It is good.
Interesting stat just came down the line at the table here. Every touchdown has been made by a quarterback tonight.
On a rush, that's right.
That's it.
Wow. So we're back to single wing football, basically, is what has happened. Everything is a quarterback running.
Yeah. Might line up in the wishbone on this next series.
10:09 left in the district game and the district season.
Look at that. Nederland fans still fired up.
Both sides sold out for this game. We're glad you're watching it with us. Even if you were at the game, the neat fun about the delayed broadcast is you remember what happened. It's kind of like, you know, when you watch a replay of one of the Dallas Cowboys Super Bowls, you know what's going to happen and you still want to watch it again.
Yeah, and that's why we're doing this for, you know, this is more for the kids what we're doing. You can't have a game live on a Friday night, so you tape delay it, and this is for the kids to go back and watch and just memories that'll last a lifetime.
Barrow ready to kick off for Nederland. They have the wind in the fourth quarter, and he just hits it nice and flat. He was hoping to kill it at about the 6, but it drives into the end zone. First down and 10 for P&G at the 20. In the second half last year, Mid-County Madness, P&G, often running from behind, relied on Rashawn Johnson to carry them through. Now that they're 2 touchdowns ahead, are they going to start using their other running backs?
You want me to answer that?
Sure, it's rhetorical.
No.
The answer's no. we went down the table, everyone shaking their head no. I even looked over toward the radio guy.
The ball is going to be in the hands of number 2.
Francis Schrader shook his head no. We're unanimous here. Saya with the fake, Rashawn Johnson with the ball. Johnson.
Okay, another stiff arm.
Johnson has learned what a running back needs to know. When the defender comes close to you, it's more fun to hit them than to let them hit you.
I think Coach Barrow said no to that last question.
Got the ball in the outside hand. Great stiff arm there. Just push that defensive back on the ground. And again there, he's real good at hitting the defenders on the side of the helmet and pushing them down while he's running. First down, it did stop the clock at 10:01. Kay Billow in the backfield. He gets the handoff right up the middle.
And that's why you keep it in Rashawn's hands.
I'm sorry, I said Kay Billow. It's number 19, Jalen Williams. Williams takes the ball and boom. He's hit almost immediately by a defensive end. Deshaun Summersall making that play in the center of the field. Loss of a yard, second down and 11. Rashawn fakes the handoff, throws it deep out, caught on the sideline by Saya. Seha gets to the Nederland 50-yard line, their side of the 50. Third down and 3 to go. Those timing patterns are very hard to stop at this level.
You said Cade B.O. a minute ago. He's Lance B.O.'s nephew. Next door to us in the radio booth.
He and Francis Schrader have been on 92.5 for many years covering P&G football.
Yeah. They're like us. They just love doing it.
3rd down 3. Empty backfield. Rashawn Johnson takes the ball, runs to his right, has the 1st down and more. Tackled at the 40-yard line.
Snap and go.
That's all it was. Right up the middle. Everybody blocked somebody. Rashawn Johnson will find a seam.
You know what he's probably saying? This is my senior year. I'm not going to lose to the Nederland Bulldogs.
There you go.
Not again.
I know last year was very tough for Fort Neches-Groves coming in undefeated. And to lose the heartbreaker on the last offensive play of the game. Rolling to the left, he pulls up, waits for his running backs, and he's taken out of bounds. Oh, that's going to be a flag.
That's going to hurt.
That was too late. They had him for just a 4-yard gain.
Frustrations.
Hit him once he was out of bounds. Referees are talking. There were 2 different flags and maybe 2 different penalties. Hey, we got a dead ball foul, personal foul against Nederland. And that's the only penalty. So it'll be a 15-yard penalty and 1st down. So after the play, 15 more yards. You can see it on the replay.
You know, he didn't like that stiff arm right there, and his teammate, I don't think, liked it much either. So, yeah. You could see his head. He turned his head to the side. He regretted doing it as soon as he hit him.
As soon as he did it, he knew it was wrong. 22-yard line, Indians trying for, I would call this a commanding 3-touchdown lead going into the 4th quarter. Nederland trying desperately to hold them out. Rashawn rolls to his left, got a crease up the middle. Gain of 2. Good tackle there by Jordan Huckabee. Huckabee comes up there, grabs his legs and twists.
It's a big offensive line P&G has, and they're missing their biggest of all.
That's true. Bunch of good guys in there. That's one thing about that Rashawn has been able to count on this year, is having that good line, giving him time to throw whenever he wants to. Hand off to number 19, Jalen Williams.
You know, Jalen Garth, the big offensive lineman, I saw a photograph of him with Coach Saban wearing an Alabama uniform, and I thought it was photoshopped. And they said no, he was wearing the uniform for a picture, and you know, if he ends up committing, they have him in a uniform.
Wow.
Yeah.
Third down, 6 yards to go. P&G now bleeding the clock some with their run selection. Up 2 touchdowns. They're in no hurry.
Yeah.
Taking advantage of 2 Bulldog turnovers in the 3rd quarter.
Play clock down to 5. They'll run it down hopefully to about 1 right here.
Johnson with the keeper. Gets a crowd of Bulldogs around him and still gains 4 yards.
I don't know if Coach Poole has the numbers for Rashawn as far as how many times he's carried the ball tonight. That's he's adding them up. 29 carries so far.
Wow.
And 250 yards rushing.
Tremendous effort. Now it's 4th down and 2 yards to go. P&G's looking at what they're going to do, and they're going to let the clock go down and probably just either take a timeout or
maybe they just want to take a break and think about this play.
Timeout is called. They've led the clock down to 6:18. We're going to take a brief timeout while Port Neches considers what to do. Sheffield Productions, Pizza Inn of Port Neches, and IBEW Local 479. Thank you for being with us. We'll be back in just a moment. P&G Indian Spirit is very happy with the way this game is turning out. 4th down and 2. Port Neches-Groves sends 3 receivers to the right side, 1 to the left. Sayah has single coverage at the bottom of your screen. Johnson rolls, has the first down.
Man, oh man.
Touchdown, Rashawn Johnson.
Add 12 more yards to that. His 250 is now 262. 5th touchdown of the game, and the P&G Indians lead 33-14.
Wow. Watch this on the replay. This is strength and power.
He loves to use that stiff arm. Look at that. He might have stepped out. Well, they're not going to do it in the replay, but it looks like he stepped on the line.
Oseguera.
We get spoiled with the NFL and college football.
We sure
now.
do. Little bit of a high snap, but Oseguera's kick is good.
I can't say what a great job enough of what our camera crew is doing tonight with 2 cameras. They use 9 cameras in an NFL game, standard cameras.
Sheffield Productions, they've been doing it for decades now. We're glad to be with you tonight, though. 34-14, Indians reopening that 3-touchdown lead. So if the Indians are able to hold on, they will have a share of the district championship, but they will be the number 1 seed going into the playoffs. Coach Amps.
Yeah. I bet those guys, though, if they would share it with anyone, they'd want to share it with the Nederland Bulldogs, because other than tonight, a lot of them are best of friends.
Many people have said these 2 districts are really one district separated by the Southern Pacific Railroad. Kansas City Southern running through these 2 neighborhoods. The Indians ready to kick off. Line drive kick. Bounces around at the 10-yard line. Picked up from a standing start right there. Ball on the ground. Ball on the ground, recovered by the Indians. A 3rd turnover. The kickoff bouncing around, picked up by the Bulldog receiver. We'll watch it here on replay. That's Fusilier. Fusilier picks it up and gets hit very hard right there, and the ball comes out and is falling on immediately.
Lawrence Vaughn, linebacker, or junior, number 33. There he is.
3rd turnover of the game. The first 2 resulted in 3rd quarter touchdowns. Three receivers line up to the left-hand side. Rashawn Johnson comes back. Johnson rolls to his left. This time he is strung out all the way to the 15-yard line. Gain of 3 yards, though.
Remember the halftime score?
7-7.
7-7.
Wow. We were talking about that defensive battle, Will. I guess,
We talked about no turnovers. We talked about a lot of things that didn't happen in the second half. I mean, it's a totally different game.
no penalties. There were only 2 penalties in the first half. The 95th edition of Mid-County Madness. I keep saying that. It's honestly hard to believe, that these two teams have been playing each other for that long.
Yeah, and there was a break in there for a little while. I mean, this started back in 1925.
Johnson rolls to his left.
Uh-oh.
Taken down from behind by number 13. That's Jack Laughlin from his defensive line position.
Yeah.
Watch Laughlin just come through the line right here.
Yeah, how often do you see that? Rashawn stopped for a loss.
The defense strung it out, and that slowed everything down to allow the pursuit to get there. Third down, 11
that
to go.
offensive line is probably getting a little tired too. A bunch of big guys.
Coach Poole pointed that out. You laugh about running downhill. It's uphill a lot of times for the offensive line because they got to push the weight with them. Rashawn Johnson looks to throw it. Double move. He's hit just as he throws the ball.
Oh.
Ball drops free. Seha couldn't get back to it. Johnson was hit
he
just
not
as
just
he was
standing
throwing.
over in the corner all by himself? I saw him.
He did a double move to get there. You can watch it here on replay. Watch it here on
There's
replay.
a defender. Oh, I'm watching the screen and not the field. Oh, there he is. I got it.
4th down and 11 to go. 3 receivers to the right-hand side as P&G is in no hurry to run this play. Want to make sure they have it set up for 4th down. Rashawn Johnson, air ball to Seha. Incomplete. Ball goes over to the Bulldogs. They hold on 4th down. 5:01 left in the game. Deep ball. It was out of bounds right there as where Seha was. But the ball landed out of bounds on the fly. So after the turnover on the kickoff, they're unable to take advantage of it, but they did burn a minute off the clock. 34-14 your score. Fort Neches breaking it open in the 3rd quarter. Two interceptions by Fernandez turned into touchdowns in the 3rd quarter. Now Fernandez drops down. Pass was in the direction of number 8, Carson Arline. Ball's incomplete. Pass looked like it was thrown just before Arline was looking. He had turned the wrong direction. Plenty of purple people in that area.
Yeah, you heard a big moan by the P&G fans. I think they thought they were going to get another interception there.
They believe that any ball that goes up is their property. 2nd down, 10 yards to go. Overthrown ball to Adam Rockefort. Ball's incomplete. It was a forward pass. Clock stops at 4:54. Charlie Jellin here with you, James Ware, Terry Poole, Sheffield Productions. We want to thank again our sponsors, Pizza Inn of Fort Neches, Donnie Broussard's Fine Restaurant, and IBEW Local 479, the International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers, brought you this commercial-free broadcast. Empty backfield, and they go back to the running game.
On a 3rd down and 10.
3rd down and 10, and Fernandez gets the 1st down.
Yeah.
15 yards on the rush.
Interesting.
Perhaps thinking that the Indians were thinking pass and taking advantage of that good interior line that the Bulldogs have been able to ride all year long. First down and 10. He's looking to throw it. Oh, that would have been intercepted through the hands of Cade Martin. He played it perfectly. Adam Rockefeller was the intended recipient, but Martin is the one who had it go through his hands.
Here we go, a replay. It would have been clear sailing right. Oh. He knows
I had a pick
six.
six.
All over that.
I had a pick six. Strange things happen on Mid-County Madness night, though.
Sure, who would have predicted 34-14?
Fernandez drops back. Oh, great passing pattern caught there by number 4, Bryson Grusecki. He tries to bounce around one tackler. Gets the first down to the Indian 43-yard line. Good crossing pattern here by Grusecki. A strong pass from Fernandez.
Not sure what happened with Bergeron there, number 26.
Clock resumes. We're inside 4 minutes now of the game. Bulldogs down by 3 scores. Fernandez rolls to his left, got a guy open. Oh, way over the head of his intended receiver, Bryson Grusecki. We've had several overthrows in this game. I don't know if the wind or if nerves have been hitting the quarterbacks.
The only thing good from that was the clock stopped.
This has been a tremendous game to watch.
Yeah.
A tale of 2 different halves, if you will.
Yeah, it looks like it's on pace to be share of the district championship, co-district champions. P&G will go in as the number 1 seed with the win.
Back to the rushing game. Fernandez follows his blocks, gains 7 yards upfield. He'll have a 3rd down and 3 yards to go. But unfortunately, that makes the clock run. P&G doesn't mind that right now. They'd trade a touchdown if it took 3 minutes off the clock.
Absolutely. Barbers Hill leads Santa Fe 35-25. They've got about 4.5 minutes left in the 4th quarter.
James, you had some type of wager involved on this game. We'll talk about it in just a minute. You're laughing. We're going to have some fun with this. Oh, snap is dropped, picked up by Fernandez. He's still on his feet, but he's going to be tackled right at the line of scrimmage. He ended up not losing anything on that. That was almost the 4th turnover of the game. It brings up 4th down and 3. Just a snap that went off of Fernandez's hands.
Somehow he managed to get it.
Very fortunate bounce for him. Fourth down, here we go for Nederland. Fernandez takes the ball. He's got the first down, gets across the 30 to the 38-yard line. Make it the 39. First down and 10. But again, Fort Neches-Groves says that's fine.
Yeah, Fernandez isn't ready to give up on this game for sure. He's still running like everything's on the line.
Both quarterbacks, a tremendous game. And like you say, all touchdowns have been scored by quarterbacks.
Yeah. Not that I have a true inside source, but I know someone that told me that Rashawn is not going to beat us tonight. And
pass is caught at the 1-yard line. We have a touchdown.
We do have a touchdown.
Carson, our line gets a flag at the end. Touchdown from Fernandez to our line.
Yeah, and there's the flag out. Looks like it's going to be a penalty. You saw him throw the ball after the play. They'll keep the touchdown, but it'll be put in on the kickoff.
Good pass there by Fernandez. Caught by our line at the 1-yard line, and our line was able to force his way in. 34-20, the penalty option is with the Port Neches-Groves Indians. Where do they want to assess the penalty? So unsportsmanlike conduct is called against Nederland. It's a dead ball foul, so the touchdown counts. They'll assess it on the kickoff. Payne Barrow from the hold of Bryce McMorris. And the kick is good. Barrow's been true on all 3 of his kicks.
I like the effort by Zane Hernandez. You see him dive in there trying to block that kick.
1/10 of a second is all he needs.
Yeah.
If there's any type of fumbled snap or a mishold or something like that. And now the 15-yard penalty will be assessed. So tell us a little bit about this little wager you have set up. You brought your purple Indian T-shirt up here to the booth.
Yeah, and unfortunately on the other side, there's a guy named James Mosley. Of course, his son Micah Mosley, Nederland's all-time leading rusher. Married to Coach Newman's daughter. They have kids together now. But James Mosley and I do something every year.
Okay.
And I've taken a couple pies in the face during my broadcast at the end of the game.
Okay.
Trophy presentation. But,
okay.
This year's mine. I'm not going to give him a pie to the face.
So what does he have to do?
So I purchased a brand new P&G purple and white shirt. He had a Nederland shirt, and someone's got to wear one this week. And
okay.
He'll be wearing purple and white. He said he has never owned a purple and white. He's never owned anything purple.
So you're going to loan him one is what you're going to do.
It's his. He can
it's
wear
his.
it for the
he
rest
can
of his life.
Onside kickoff being set up by Payne Barrow. He's got it angled in. The hands team is in for the Indians. He'll be kicking straight toward us. Let's see what the kick is. There's a good kick. It hits high. Oh, that's got the bounce. Taken, though, by Port Neches-Groves right at the 47-yard line. But that's just what you want the onside kick to do.
Ethan Pham, that's good hands by number 20. Right?
Boom.
Good bounce. What's the number? I'm not, I thought it was 20.
Regardless, though, the ball is held by Port Neches-Groves at 140. A great on-field, onside kick attempt by the Bulldogs. Rashawn Johnson now well over 250 yards rushing, over 300 yards total offense, and he's going to add to it here.
Yeah, you want to ask me if I think anyone else is going to put their hands on the ball?
Lost 2 on that. I don't think that's going to hurt his average too much.
No, it's in fact, Nederland used a timeout, so we're at 131.
Tackle made there by number 13, Jack Laughlin. 1:31 left in the game. We want to, again, acknowledge our sponsors, Pizza Inn of Port Neches and the International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers, Local Union 479.
Have you ever had one of Donnie Broussard's breakfast pizzas?
Oh, yes. Had one 2 days ago. They are magnificent. I tell you what, Pizza Inn, and of course, without IBEW, Pizza Inn wouldn't be able to function. The brothers have been here since 1913, is when Local 479 was founded in Beaumont, Texas, to serve the oil communities. Remember Port Arthur's motto, "We oil the world"?
Sure.
Well, that was all of Jefferson County. And IBEW has wired the homes, wired the refineries, taking care of all of our electrical needs for over 100 years. It's hard to think about that. 1913. Thank you, brothers. And thank you, Donnie Broussard and the workers at Pizza Inn for taking care of us. Rashawn Johnson rolls to the left. Whoa.
Whoa.
Jack Laughlin again helping as number 25, Jordan Huckabee, came up to grab Rashawn Johnson's legs. And with, that's a 5-yard loss.
You start the quarterback get hit like that.
Yeah, that's indeed.
It was a big hit by Jack Laughlin.
With the game not in doubt, as Nederland calls another timeout, with the game not in doubt, it might be time to roll out the second string and see what can be done.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see. You're down. You take over here and you score quick and an onside kick. I mean, minute 23.
So what we're looking at right
You
now
never
is
know.
Nederland will be the number 2 seed going into the playoffs this next year or next week. Port Neches-Groves will have the number 1 seed. And both sides have got tremendous offensive weapons. You got to take care of them. Nederland did miss Cade Scott tonight, I believe, on the rushing offense. That took away one of their elements.
Look at the Nederland side over there. That's where the people are, but if you went back to the left side, they've started clearing out. A lot of empty spaces up there right now.
3rd down, 16 to go for Port Neches-Groves. Nederland has got 1 timeout left. Rashawn Johnson just stays in bounds, gets back to the line of scrimmage, tackled at the 49-yard line. Nederland calls its last timeout.
Come on, offensive line, give your quarterback a little more. He's taking a beating right now. There's a big hold right there that didn't get called.
Of course, we've heard offensive line coaches say, or defensive line coaches say, you can call hold on every play if you really want to.
You could. Hey, I'm getting a meal, too. Me and Greg Gonsolin, he's my old neighbor, old Goose Gonsolin's son.
Yes, yes.
We always put a dinner or lunch, you know.
You have a Happy Meal coming your way, huh?
Well, you know, it was the Schooner, and he just texted me a second ago and said he's changed it to Whataburger.
Well, hey, that's not bad.
I'll take what
there's
I
a
can
new
get.
There's a new Whataburger in Nederland. Come on up
Is
there.
Is there one on Nederland Avenue?
Yeah. 4th down and 16 to go for Port Neches-Groves when play resumed. 1:16 left in the game. Indians 34, Bulldogs 21.
You think there's a link sale on Nederland Avenue this weekend?
I know there is. We'll have one for you. There's a raw hot dog in your future, James Ware. Angled punt by Saya. Good kick. I tell you what, he did a great job.
Big
and the ball just bounces away as Port Neches-Groves lets it roll dead at the 12-yard line. 1:05 left. And the offense of Port Neches-Groves has done it. The turning point being in the 3rd quarter. And it's like Coach Terry Poole said, you know, one thing can happen in that first interception that P&G was able to convert into a touchdown and get the 2nd interception, which was run back and then called back. And then on the very next play, Rashawn Johnson scored on a 44-something yard run, something like that.
Folks, this was a 7-7 ball game at half.
Gives you an idea of the explosiveness of the Port Neches-Groves Indian offense. With Rashawn Johnson going off to the University of Texas whenever the season ends. He's had a fine high school career. But for the Bulldogs, even though they're going to lose this game, they're still number 2 seed in the district.
Absolutely.
And Texas football had got both of these teams into the playoffs at the start of the season.
You know, I think one of my favorite years of Nederland football.
And Fernandez didn't have anybody open, and he is sacked by the Port Neches-Groves Indians back at the 4-yard line.
Was 2000. Sean Yoder catches that pass. They lose to Bay City 7-0. Beat them in every aspect of the game in the Astrodome and ended up losing 7-0.
Nederland has got a fine football tradition. That year 2000. Fernandez throws a quick out now, out of bounds. Our line is out of bounds. He does get the most of that yardage back that was lost on that previous play, so it'll be 3rd down and 9 to go.
Coach Poole's telling me that Rashawn is at about 258 yards rushing.
Wow. Tremendous effort by the Under Armour All-American.
The 95th meeting of Mid-County Madness. Looks like P&G is going to take a 12-game edge now. That gap has been getting closed over the last 20 years.
Home and home the last 2 years, though.
But this one here.
Fernandez, nowhere to go. And he's going to get.
Staying on his feet.
Stayed on his feet, getting to the 17-yard line. That's going to bring up 4th down and 7 to go.
This is going to be a magic number 50 for P&G.
But they cannot stop the game. They cannot stop it. Well, we've got an injury timeout. Number 75, Kevin Miranda, is on the ground for the offensive line of Nederland. So we'll take an official's timeout on that injury. You can see what happened there. He got his knee rolled up as the pile came toward him. We hope that young lineman is okay. He's a senior.
When that last tick goes off the clock, it's going to give P&G a 50-38 edge over the Nederland Bulldogs in Mid-County Madness, a 12-game lead. And I believe this is just the third time that Faircloth has won this game.
The third time of all the success that Fort Neches-Groves Indians have had in playoffs, and things like that. It's just, like you say, the third time since he was able to come here. His first year he went undefeated, going all the way through the district. Kevin Miranda's able to walk off the field on his own power. That's always good to see, especially whenever those legs get rolled up.
Yeah, the best thing that happened to P&G, we were excited when Coach Newman decided to retire.
I'm sure Coach Newman appreciates that sentiment. Although Monty Barrow has come in and done a tremendous job as the head coach, being there at Nederland for many years, learning the offense, learning the community, learning the strengths of the players. There's an advantage of hiring within.
You've seen Coach Newman since retirement. His blood pressure's back to normal. Everything, he just seems like he's enjoying retirement the times I've seen him.
Fourth down. Nederland's just going to let it all run out here. The countdown from Indian Nation, and it is history. Indians, 34. Nederland Bulldogs, 21. Fort Neches-Groves wins Mid-County Madness. For Sheffield Productions, IBEW Local 479, and Pizza Inn of Fort Neches, I'm Charlie Jellin. For James Ware and Terry Poole saying so long. We'll see you next year.